if you ask Pat that question, he'd say he has a lot to work on. And I agree. I think he's got a lot to still learn in this game. You don't want to take away that aggressive mentality that he has, which makes him special. But the fundamentals, those are things that we stress on a daily basis.
Coach, how often does he surprise you? The things that you just see him do out on the field, whether it's no look or whatever. How often are you surprised?
It's funny that you say that. We talk about it all the time as a staff, that those things are starting to become just like, everyday things. But we're trying not to take them for granted because we know those are special things that he does, and he does them so easily, which is why he's a great player.
But those things that he does could also get him in trouble too, and could get the team in trouble. Have you talked to him about trying to keep him doing too much improvisation?
We never want to take away that aggressive mentality. There's going to be things like that, but I think he's a smart enough player to know his limits, and that's why we go out here and practice him. We test him out. We see what we can get away with, and we're not going to be afraid to shoot a shot into a tighter window that maybe we wouldn't do in a game. But that's where you learn. That's where you take those things. So in the game, we expect him to make the right decision with the football.
What did you learn? As a former quarterback yourself, do you ever see something he does in the practice field and say, man, I wish I had that in my game back in the day?
Absolutely. There's a lot of things. His arm talent is special. His vision is special. But I love where he's at right now in camp.
So you would have been as good as him if you had his ability?
That's a great question.
Leadership-wise, how much of a step forward has he taken in this past year or so?
Yeah, that's been probably his biggest portion of growth. Is taking more on from an offensive perspective and leadership role. Guys look up to him. He steers the ship, and he makes sure that those guys are in the right spot, and he does a great job with that. And he takes the time to do it, though.
How close to the ceiling is for what an offense can be are you guys at this point?
Well, we're not going to put a ceiling on the offense at this point. We want to just keep on rolling, keep on executing, working towards just doing our job the right way, pushing the tempo and forcing defenses into conflict.
What did you learn about Kyle Shermer and Chase Litton on Saturday?
I was very pleased with how they went out and performed. I love Kyle. He came out and stayed aggressive. There was a few long foul balls during the game, but I loved his mentality when he came off to the sideline. Chase, I thought, responded well to an early interception, came back with a great touchdown drive. But I love their approach, and I love the way they competed, and I'm looking forward for them to continue to do that.
Coach, what's the dynamic in that room with Chad, with a guy who's been in the league, been around a long time, as far as what's his responsibility, just kind of being a sounding board for Patrick and all the different things that he's doing?
Yeah, this is the reason why I love this room. Everyone is helping each other out. Everyone has a voice. Everyone has an opinion, which is great, and that's what we want. We kind of foster that type of culture in that room. And Chad just jumped in. He has a ton of experiences that a lot of guys can lean on, and he's been unbelievable for the room.
How much of it all? Andy wants to expand the offense all the time with new plays or just new creativity.
Yeah.
The quarterback obviously has to take that on.
Yeah.
What did you see during the offseason of Patrick watching himself on the field that sort of helped you guys as coaches create more of a broader playbook ability for the rest of the offense?
We tried to build on the things that we did well last year, and then maybe build some compliments off those things. And we're constantly doing that on a weekly basis. And what have we shown the defense a week before, and where are they susceptible now, based off the coverages and the looks that they've shown. So that's a constant process for us as a staff, and for the quarterbacks being on the same page with us.
Andy has mentioned the sort of the idea that it's not just him who's coming up with these plays; that it's a lot of you and Eric Bieniemy. Just how much are you guys sort of playing off of one another to create these plays, and how much of it is competition as sort of competitors to say, can we find a new way to score a touchdown?
Yeah, Coach Reed does a phenomenal job of allowing the staff to have those ideas, and as long as you have some data behind it and a reason why and a read and how you're going to go through the process and make it quarterback friendly, he's all for it. And that's the reason why I love this offense, is because you're getting input in the run game, getting input in the pass game, and everyone has those ideas. It really helps. It makes it difficult for the defense.
Coach, we got time for two more, guys.
How much more confident and comfortable are you after having a year? Nobody could have predicted what you guys did offensively, and certainly it was a new job for you as well.
It was great. It was a great learning experience. I grew a lot as a coach. Obviously, being around those guys, they pushed me as a coach. They made me a better coach, and so I'm grateful for that. And I learned. I got notebooks of stuff to continue to learn from, and things that maybe I could work on and do better moving forward.
Patrick is still a young guy. as far as his development with working with Kyle and Chase, what have you seen as him as developing into a mentor?
Say that again. Sorry.
Well, as far as Patrick, working with Chase and Kyle, how
Yeah.
have you seen him develop as a mentor?
Yeah, he's done a phenomenal job at that. I would say Patrick and Chad, really all of us, we're all giving each other feedback, and it's nothing personal. It's all very constructive, and maybe Patrick or Chad saw something different than some of those younger guys saw, and vice versa. There's some times where those guys see something different than Pat or Chad did, and that's good. And so we're constantly working through that on a daily basis.